Mark here for another great Wisdom and Knowledge 5 podcast episode. And today I want to discuss why I will not be voting. Yes, with it being election season and so many people obsessed with going out and voting. And if you want to vote, do your thing. But I'm not playing that divide and conquer game myself. I'm not participating in, first off, none of the candidates stand for things that I stand for. Stand for humanity, stand for peace, you name it. None of them are, fall in line whatsoever with, anything that I believe in. And I'm not here to play, I'm not put on this earth to play a divide and conquer game. Now, if you want to vote, do your thing. I'm all about freedom. I'm all about doing your own thing. I'm here to say why I'm not going to vote. When we have billions of dollars being spent, given Israel and Ukraine, and you name it, when our people are being forgotten about. And first off, I'm not saying, hey, the government, because I'm all about taking care of yourself. I get it. You got to take care of yourself, and I'm about, less government involvement. So I am not into, this game that so many people are participating in. You got to vote. You got to do this. You're not going to vote. You're not going to. Hey, no, I'm not. And let's just get right into it. I'll share, this video of just clips, and this pretty much nails it as to why I'm not participating in this election, why I'm not registered to vote, because it's a uniparty. And let's get right down to it, because you really need to see this one. And this is a post from Alex Zek. In this time of politically driven chaos, division, rage, and despair, when others are engaging in political tribalism, dehumanizing their neighbors, outsourcing their power, frantically consuming and focusing on negative future scenarios and outcomes. What if we pause for a moment? What if we chose differently? What if we chose to maintain a strong, coherent field? What if we were mindful of our own thought energy and where we point it? What if we knew deep down that no matter what happens, we can create a beautiful experience? Now, he really gets what's going on in the world. And if you want to follow him, just look up Alex Zek on Instagram, on X, you name it, because he really gets that, it's not about, giving your authority to these figures and holding them in higher authority and letting them rule over you. Not one bit. But let's continue with this video.
I grew up in a world where everything evolved around politically. Everything evolved around Israel, and the power was amazing.
Good morning, AIPAC. Good morning.
I've been meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu later today, and President Obama will meet with him tomorrow.
He once called me the first Jewish president. Stand up for Israel and look out for the rights of the Jewish people.
If I could be elected Prime Minister today, if I ever decided to give this up and go over to Israel, I would be elected very quickly. They have polls at 99%.
When Israel is singled out because of anti-Jewish hatred, that is anti-Semitism.
I did not need to be a Jew to be a Zionist. Where I am. We're going to take back our country, and we're going to make Israel great again.
Support Israel. No ancestral birth.
So we have to save Israel. Look, you're here for a reason. We have to save Israel. This is no longer games.
To become President of the United States, you must travel to Israel, visit the Western Wall, don the hat, and pay homage. You must also speak before AIPAC and promise. Promise what you will use your position for in order to help Israel. All presidents must do this, as I'm showing above. Now, it's in my personal opinion that I think this is too much. I think this influences the priorities of the president and the priorities of the country. As we've seen in the past year, we've watched the country on multiple occasions prioritize the needs of a foreign country over the needs of its own people. We prioritize people overseas more than our own civilians, even during natural disasters such as hurricanes. So I highly disagree with this requirement of all presidents. And I think America should act like a superpower and not be bullied around or beholden to others. Because all that you've seen above, I mean, come on, that's a bit ridiculous.
So I want to once again thank the Free and Equal Debate Foundation
Now,
for having
right
a
here,
debate where alternative voices.
Pause it. Now, if I was going to vote, and I'm not registered to vote, I would vote for the Libertarian candidate, Chase Oliver. And the reason being is because, he stands for things that I stand for, less government involvement, no mandatory vaccines. He stands against the wars, against the genocide going on in, Palestine. And he's against giving billions of dollars, to fund these wars. He's against wars, period. And so he would be someone that I would align with if I was going to vote, but I'm not. I'm not registered to vote, and it's just something I don't want to participate in. And much love to those voting for a Chase Oliver or Jill Stein. Jill Stein is Jewish. She's standing against the war in Palestine and what Israel is doing. She's standing against that, and much love to her. There's just some things that I don't agree with on her platform but if you're voting for Jill Stein or if you're voting for Chase Oliver or whoever you want to vote for, but if you're voting, for either of those candidates in particular, much love because you're voting your conscience, you're voting what you feel is right. So let's listen to what this libertarian candidate running for president, Chase Oliver, has to say.
Can be heard. My name is Chase Oliver. I'm the Libertarian candidate for President of the United States, and it's been the honor of my life to travel this country, to meet voters across this country, to hear their concerns and bring about the solutions rooted in the ideas of liberty and non-aggression. That you own your own life and you know how best to live your life. You know how best to raise your family, and you don't need an army of bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. or your state house to tell you how to do that. If you're living your life in peace, that should be enough. And I'm happy to travel across the country to fight back against the evils of centralization and be an advocate for what happens when we decentralize power away from those who are concentrated and controlled by a giant corporate oligarchy. That is what is happening in our government, and the way to solve it is not more government, it's to get government out of the way of our lives. And so I am traveling across the country to say that we need freedom in our lives, we need liberty in our lives, and what we don't need is an abusive and intrusive federal government.
Now, see, that would be, if I was going to vote, that would be a candidate that I would vote for. And, me, I am someone who is all about, taking care of yourself, not only taking care of yourself, but standing for humanity, helping each other out. So when billions of dollars are being spent, given to Israel, and billions of dollars given to Ukraine, especially the billions of dollars being sent to Israel, because this happened after Hurricane Helene, they got 8.4, $8.6 billion Israel secured. After Hurricane Helene victims, dealt with that in Asheville, North Carolina, a place where they do not have hurricanes to begin with. They don't, and you can get into all the, and the theories as to what happened over there. But the bottom line is what I'm talking about is just people not getting the relief that they need. And I get it. There's several people, and much love to them. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Humanitarians, people over there, in their neighboring cities in Nashville and Chimney Rock, and all the neighboring areas helping each other out, doing things. One of my previous podcast episodes, and I'll post the in click video at the end. His brothers and their family is over there. So he didn't know if they were all right, and luckily there was a Facebook group where of that area where they went and they actually checked to see if his brothers, sister-in-law, and nephew were okay. And luckily they were, but still there was severe damage to the home. And this happened to a lot of people, you know, and you can say this, that, and the other, and well, but I'm just getting at that. When you give billions of dollars to Israel, when all of our politicians, whether it be left, right, blue, first off, I don't play that game, left, right, blue, red nonsense. When all these politicians, just about all of them, are in with APAC, the Israel pack, and you have to vote this way, you have to support Israel. I'm sorry, I don't. No, I don't. First off, Palestine was created in 1450 BC. Look at a chronological map and look at when this nation of Israel was created. You look at that. First off, we live in the United States of America, and I'm all about humanity. I'm all about, standing with, all of humanity across the world. So I don't say, hey, US, no. I'm talking about world humanity, and I'm not talking about one world government. No way. I'm just saying, look, humanitarians taking a stand against, you know, against what is going on, against their people being forgotten about, and they are helping each other out, and then that's what it takes. And when you have no, and I mean no, nobody on the ballot, and people on the ballot on both sides for this, you go down there and vote thing, and they're all in with Israel. No, I don't support a genocide. I don't support war. I don't support destruction. I don't support what Israel's doing. First off, I don't live in Israel. So why are my taxpayer dollars going to Israel? And it's people are getting it too, because look at Jill Stein. She's Jewish. She's running for president, and she's standing against what's going on. So, and Chase Oliver, like I showed the clip of him, he gets what's going on and is against this war and destruction, and is all about people taking care of themselves. You know, we are living in a day and age where things like Agenda 2030 are ramping up. When you got these people and all these politicians, both sides, being funded by APAC and against humanity, against us, why am I going to go and vote for them? If you want to play, and like I said, if you want to play that game, if you want to go out there and vote, do your thing. But we are completely being forgotten about. And first off, I'm not big into government involvement to begin with. Live your own life. But when you got, our elected officials serving special interests, whether it be APAC, whether it be BlackRock Vanguard, whether it be Pfizer, whether it be, whatever it may be, they're not serving the people. They're not. And when you play this divide and conquer game, oh, you gotta vote for Trump. Oh, you gotta vote for Kamala. No. You gotta vote blue. You gotta vote red. No. Gotta stand for humanity. Gotta stand for peace. Gotta stand against wars, against destruction, against billions of dollars being spent on things that we don't want being spent on. And what it takes is people speaking out constantly. I'm constantly on social media speaking out. I'm doing these podcast episodes, interviewing people, from across the world who stand for humanity, who get what's going on in the world. We're being a light in this world. So when these elected officials want to be, dark and evil, dark MAGA, for instance, ridiculous, I am dark MAGA Elon Musk. It's ridiculous. Look at these parasites who they surround themselves with. Sorry, hey, no, I'm not playing that game. I'm standing for humanity. I'm standing for peace. I'm standing for, freedom, for human rights. And that's what it takes. And much love to those who get it. And like I said, if you want to vote, do your thing. I'm not participating in that. And I got a lot of friends that are not participating in that. That they are just standing up for freedom, standing up for what's right, speaking out, speaking the truth, speaking against, you know, uh, things that are going on in this world. So much love to everyone taking a stand. And I just wanted to come on and, explain why I will not be voting. And it's clear and obvious. Look, these people don't support me. They don't support what I stand for. So why would I vote for them? You know? And yes, I could register and, vote for Chase Oliver. And much love to those who are, voting your conscience for, uh, you know, third party candidate or alternative candidate like that. But, I'm not going to take part in that process. It's not my thing. I'm not gonna go and vote for one candidate, and then leave the rest of the ballot blank. No, I'm not playing that game, you know. So I'm done with that game. Anyways, much love to those taking a stand. If you haven't subscribed already, please click subscribe. I got a great guest coming up in a couple of days, Raheem Slaughter. He really gets what's going on in the world, and we are going to discuss the history of policing in America. So that should be a great episode. Uh, so for Wisdom and Knowledge 5, I just wanted to keep it quick because I got another great podcast this week, like I just said, with Raheem Slaughter. I wasn't, uh, you know, I didn't have an episode last week because, I had something happen in my car and which wasn't my fault and I wasn't involved. It's just a series of unfortunate events. I'll break it down real quick. What happened was I was on the freeway. Somebody hit a deer. They dragged the deer about a quarter of a mile and never stopped. And sometime later, I was on the freeway. This is about 8:30 at night. And it's a quiet freeway, but it's pitch black that night, and there is a dead deer. So I swerved to not, hit the deer, of course, and lo and behold, my car got totaled and wound up in the median in the middle. Luckily, I just spun and did not flip over or anything or didn't have any injuries whatsoever. So, you know, luckily I am alive and well, thank God, and everything is going to work out, so but be sure to click that subscribe button. Check out some of my latest episodes. Like I said, I'll post right now the in link to the episode with Ron and Matt Lamon, documentary film maker Matt Lamon, who did the documentary Frankenskies, and Ron, whose family is over in Nashville, and we broke down, Hurricane Helene. Anyways, much love. Keep on standing for humanity. For Wisdom and Knowledge 5, I am Mark, signing off. Peace.